Let me start by introducing the drums.
Hello, this is the hi-hat. We have the snare drum. We have the snare drum. This called the side drum or the text drum. We have the cymbal. I can't see right now. Crash. No. Hello. Yeah, this is the rat. You know what? You can differentiate it by the smaller one is the crash cymbal and the bigger one is the rat. Because in this part of the country, that is what you see. So one small thing is one big thing. So we just use the crash, that one is the rat. Yeah. So this is what we call the tone. Consists of 1 or 2, or a small drum and a bigger drum. And this is the bass drum. This is the bass drum. This is the pedal. You know, it wants to be this is the hi-hat, you know, this is you know, there are ways to have to beat. When I say beat, I mean the way you handle your foot. Hello, are you here with me? I mean the way you handle your foot. You have the mark grip, which can you see my hand? Yeah, it's drum kick. And you use it like this. Can you see this? Yeah. So using this kind of grip, this called the mark grip. That's called the mark grip. And we have the traditional grip. Something like this. Do you see this? So when I play, I use most often the mark grip, and you see some jazz drummers, they use the traditional grip. You know, it's good for you know, jazz drummers, you know, most people that use their left hand mostly, you understand? So you know, like you know, rest on the snare drum, and wherever you can use your right hand to do it like this and come out. Are you getting me? Don't worry, you see faster. Oh, I know that also. You know about playing drums. Let me tell you something. Drums is like a conversation. You run your drums, you play it with passion. How many of you have watched drumline? See, these are things you should get as a drummer. Drumline. You know, you play your drums, you love your drums, you romance your drums. Hello? So, drum is a conversation. You know, it's like talking. You know, most of the time, you don't think, you know, when you're in a conversation, hello, how are you? I'm fine. You don't need to think before saying, I'm fine. You know, when you get used to a conversation, when you are in the middle of a conversation, you know, you talk, you feel relaxed, and, you know, you just flow like that. So drums is just like that. You come and, you know, go up like that, and you flow with your drums. And I need to tell you something. I have something there. I said, I said that drum is all about conversation. As a drummer, we need to be open to ideas. Hello? We need to be open to ideas. Nobody knows it all. You understand me? Nobody knows it all. You need to discover your killer point. You need to discover that thing, that point that you can kill anybody with your solo. It may be with your kick. You know, we have some deposited talent in us. Like now, me, for example, I came from one local church like that, which is on Zion, Parish, Yaba. I tell you, you need to check my fire out. See, when we were there, we used to play like that. And I discovered now that there are some things I used to do then that I still do it now, but I've modified it over time. And I tell you when I do it, I have 5 minutes myself. I tell you when I do it, it's just like that. You can do it comfortably, and I tell you, you are killing some drummers and some people. Hello? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. One other thing, we have types of drum. We have the funk, we have highlife, we have rock, and okay, they want me to play. Okay, let me try and explain. Let me tell you something. One thing you need to know before constructing the solo, you need to know that you must be consistent, very, very consistent. It's one important thing. You need to be consistent, you need to flow with the groove. You create the groove first before going to solo. Be consistent, play your thing, don't be anxious, solo, pull down, and get into the groove. And I tell you, you will now start your solo now. I talked about lot of funk. We all know normal traditional highlights. I'll be doing some feelings along the line, but let me just show you some basic things. That's like, the warrior. So I need to tell you there are some things you need to know. You need to know the groove. You need to know the groove. And developing a groove, you need knowing the groove you are playing. See, it's like when we are talking about groove. See, English language, for example, is being said is being spoken in so many parts of the world. And I tell you, the way Yoruba people we speak English language will be different from the way German man will speak. And it will be different from the way a British man speaks in different styles. So you need to know your style. You need to know the way you play. You need to discover it. You can be playing fun. You can learn. If you want to play like an Englishman, you need to say, as you discover it. It's not a very job really, but with time you get there. Well, there's another one. You need to understand your rhythm. You need to understand your rhythm. You play with metronome. If you have metronome. Don't want to eat. Let's assume I didn't know it was right. How do you know when to play all those stuff? And there is this thing called that does fish. I believe you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, symbol as you are, thank you. When do you know when to hit the symbol? And what is it called when you hit the symbol? With the heavy point. Yeah, you can decide to play your kick, your kick at the fourth point or at the fourth point, the hand point. It depends on the way you understand. See, let me tell you something quick. Like the other time I was saying something like I alternate the beat. Yeah, I was playing straight like G. I don't want to waste more time now for any talk. I was saying something like G. And then it's like I was alternating the beat. It was going straight, and I decided to like reverse the thing. You understand? When you were playing, the place you are supposed to play your snare drum, you are doing the kick there, and where you are supposed to play your kick, you are doing the snare. So just is a matter of organization. And when you are about to end, you know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, run. You understand? It's about ending or starting. So that's it.
It's a great privilege to be right here, to be a positive impact to our drumming lives. And contrary to what he said, I'm here according to what I was told in the letter that was sent to me to do something on complex time, like time signature, and basically that's what I was told. So I don't know about whatever else he said. So I hope I'll be able to pass across some knowledge to you in the way I'll be able to start. Of 4 counts, like 4 projects. The denominator, which is the number on top, is the number of counts 1, 2, 3, 4. And the denominator, the number under, is like 4 over 4. So the number under, the denominator is the number that shows the note value. The note value, which is the crotchet, is 4. So it shows you that 1, 2, 3, 4 or 4 crotchets. So that's why you have 4, 4. If I say 2, 4, that means 1, 2 or 4 of crotchets. Do you understand? Please let me know. You don't understand? Okay. Maybe I'll start basically from note values. We have note values in music generally now, not just from in singing, in playing keyboard, in playing whatever. Yeah, we have note values which determine the pace at which you play whatever you play, or the pace at which you sing. It's the general thing in music. So note values, as I said, determine the pace in which you play whatever you play. So we have the basic time, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's project. We have meaning 1, 2, and we have breathe. B-R-E-E-D. Breathe is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Do we get it? 1, the rest, 1, then meaning is 2, which says 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, then we move to the next one, meaning is 2, then we move to crotchet, which is 4, and it's crotchet that is the commonest, like it's the basic one. So like I said, crotchet is 4, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, like the normal count. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's crotchet. Then we move on to 8. You can see doubling, like times 2, times 2, times 2. We add 2, we multiply by 2, we move to 4, we multiply by 2, we move to 8. We counted 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4, right? So when we move to 8, it becomes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Did you count what I just did? Try to count it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and how many is it? Yeah, that's right, 8. So, like, you notice, it's not like I increased the tempo, just that there were more notes within the same value, you understand? So the thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, then the double 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and which is 8. Then after 8 we have 16. 16 will be times 2 of 8, which is 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and like you have to use letters. I'm using letters to make it easier to count. You know, I can't just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I want to count 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you get it. So to make it easier, we use letters. So the letters will just make it easier to count 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and so I just thought I should try to make us understand the basics so that whatever has to do with the complex time, the all-time signature will be clear to us. So to some extent, I want to believe you understand the note values and all that, right? So the all-time would be like, instead of you having 4 or 4 over 4, normally 4 is a message figure and so on. It's the like process 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the bar, I think 1, 3, basically 4 process and 4 of process in the bar. So that's why we have 4 over 4. Yeah, so that's the common time, like every song has, almost every song has 4/4, basically, that's the common time. Now, if you want to go to the odd times now, instead of having something like 4/4, 4/4, we're talking of having something like 5/4. You know 5 is an odd number, even they are odd numbers as well. So, when we talk about all-time signature, it has to do with we are instead of even number as the denominator. Are you listening? Instead of we add an even number as the denominator, that is the number of number we add an odd number. So an example, like I said, is 3, 4. I want to think of a number to me, to go 3, 4, which is right? Is that correct? So that's the more time signature there. That's the basic one. Then we have something like 5/4 as well. 5/4 is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like counting 4 and just adding another 1 to it. Adding 1 to it. So you have something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You look at that. The basic thing about doing all kinds of videos, you have to learn now to count out loud. So you know, you need to be talking the counting, the beat, the group, and all that. So, like, get down counting out loud, make sure I'm not missing it. For me, I don't think I'll just let us get it right. So, like I'll say, 5/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember that 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Like the count, the note value of this. If I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Can everyone tell me the difference? Remember I was saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, it will be 8 if I do 1 E and 2 E and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So that's an example, that's 5 3. 5 like a variation from 5/4. Do you get that? Yeah, so the next one I would like to talk about is 7/4. You know, we talk about 5/4 and you go on to 7/4. 7/4 as well is something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. So that's 7/4. It's just basically about the counting. Then there is another variation of it. Like, you know, we have 7 strokes. Like, so say you have like 10 strokes on that stroke, you can have something like a variation of it. I'm going to leave our variation apart from that. Then we have 9/4 as well. Which takes it longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, counting it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you notice, 7 is the only number between 1 and 10 that have 3 zeros. So you have to take care of making sure that you don't count 7 and half another 3. So try to make sure you count something like 7 to shorten it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just like the first before and something like that, you need to be. So you try to shorten the dead and then something like 7. So that you keep your hand and you don't lose it. Do you get that? Yeah, so I will show you a little bit of 7/4 in another chart, which I know. Let's go to it. Go like this. That's like another variation of 7/4 again. That you can see, you can create anything on it. All you have to do is sound and sound out loud, believe and guide yourself. And the rest is just doing your own work and you improve on it. All you have to do is that's just like all about it.
Is it the whole piece that you count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or just that? No. This is the whole beat.
4, 5, 6, 7, 2. Back, 2, back, 2, back, 2, back. If you notice, like the next key after separate that I did started on 1. Back, 2, back. Did you get that? So that's just it.
I don't understand how it goes with the 4. How does the 4 work? That's 7. Yes. How does 1?
That's why I took time to talk a little bit about note values. I told us that note values we have crotchet 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you notice, I tried to show it on the hi-hat that I played 7, 4, I played 7, 8. Oh sorry, I played 5, 4 and 5, 8. Just to show the difference of the note values. The crotchet, like I said, was 1, 2, 3, 4. The 8th note, which would be the next one after crotchet, was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Do we get that? So that's 8. If it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it will be 7, 8. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, then it will be 7, 4. So it's what you're counting on your hi-hat that determines the note value, basically. Do we get it? Thank you.
differentiate the beginner from a progression and advanced drummer. It's just that you playing the same beat, a simple beat, and adding some spices as is always very as a lovely to hear. So it gives a kind of sweetness or like how like in song. Now when a normal drummer plays the beat, we just play it normally like workshop of funk now. Play it normal funk. Pass is 4/4 which we all know now. Pass. But when the professional will play it, there are some things you need to add. So, you know, and before you know it, it's the hand that is playing the same thing. That's the normal funk which the beginners just play like that. But if the professional is playing, as you know, that your normal skill, you apply it maybe on paper without trying to do it. You are not really. You are applying it maybe on your head or on your eye. You are playing it and the and you are still following the normal thing. You are still going to play. Now when you are applying it, there are two things I want you to do. There is something they call breakthrough and accent. Now an accent is a note that is louder than any other note. Now this is an accent. I'm playing badi. Those of you that don't know badi. Now the end, what we are hearing is the loud those notes that you hear they are the fourth note and the last note. The rest are coming on that. That's those notes. That's what is coming on that, and that's what the call accent is. And now let me apply the two of home. Play different that was the good start. Also, do the something like I said you playing the normal beat and you are applying the kind of all the things that I'm doing that good like you make sure you play the fastest how fast you can play that time how speedy you be so na my body now. Value. That's the few value I just need. My God value. And my few value. So by applying the two together, when you apply both single, double, and triple together, that will be. So when you are applying it, you are finding yourself with it. So that's just the application of the school, and we are going to play the woman. So now we talk on solo. When we are talking about solo, please. Now on solo, when we are talking about solo, we have different types of solo like this. We have traditional solo and our jazz solo, normal solo. Now traditional solo are these solo that we are dependent on God beyond our protection, and again in my society maybe in the absence of protection you can play on your own, and that comes by doing something like maybe the normal person. If you are timing yourself with your eyes. Just make sure that your hands and your feet, they are still going intact without stopping.
I took the time to might not be thinking the words of the just doing the video freestyle.
You guys are wonderful. To all my drummers, I believe you are all doing there. All those things, there is nothing there. All those things that they are doing, just, I told you, there is nothing behind it, but all those things that are applying to the studio, I believe you are done. Amen. I really want to appreciate the sons of people. I want to appreciate the chance divine. I want to appreciate Robo and those that are gone. I really want to appreciate everybody that is there. And I want to promise you that this is the first time and the first time you will be in Sweden. The next one is going to be a wonderful one that I bet you don't have to pay any kind for it because this is the first one, so we just have to take some certain things, get some certain things done. So thank you very much. I appreciate everyone that is there. Thank you.
Drummers that are upcoming, I tell you, there is plenty of work to do. If you come here, if you see guys playing, you know that you still have a long way to go. And I tell you, what I would just advise drummers is keep your head straight, try and rehearse. You can, the sky is the limit. Sky is the limit for you. You have a long way to go, but with time, if you keep on rehearsal, you get better. It's all about rehearsal. It's all about God and rehearsal. Put God first and do your rehearsals, do your homework, score songs as many as you can, whether you want to sing or whether you want to play or not. Try and make sure you keep rehearse, and I tell you, you get there.
Different advice I want to give drummers. The thing is, it's not everybody that plays drums or everybody that learn all these things from them. Try to explain to them so long ago that I really applied them. There's a difference between knowing strokes and applying strokes. So when you know strokes and you are able to differentiate what you call paradiddle, and you talk of grammar and all sorts of teachings, it's not possible for some people just to know them. To know those strokes, it's not enough for them to know those strokes, but to be able to apply those strokes.
Is to bring information that people have learned to them. This is innovation from outside world international on a drum seminar to disseminate information to people about what drumming entails. Many people just play drums. They don't know the purpose and remix. Some people just think drum is all about just the sit and the venom, just all the kind of drumming. There is more to drumming that just you beating the drum, but you have to start with that anyway. God then also inspired to play the drum in a kind of a way that God himself appreciates you. So that's why when people just play clubs now, when people play some other places, because most guys will just think people, they don't even know what they are playing, so I think them to understand what they are really playing. So that's why we really put the club now so that they can actually know why they are playing and they are playing for. So and really I believe it has been wonderful. It has been wonderful, and I really bless God that it is a success because there is more to this than what is just behind the scene. But I think